Your windows, what you're going to do in design class is to place sticks over onto your site or over onto your form so that it represents mullions. Mullions are those stuff up there. So in real life, the mullions might be something about 2 inches by 4 inches or something, or 1.5 inch by 3 inches or so. Okay, so in your physical model, you're going to take a stick that's probably about 16th inch by 16th inch, actual size, and place it into your scale model. Okay, so for our purpose, we're just going to make it like it would have been a real building. So what we're going to do is to make a layer, a new layer, and call it mullion or something, or window frame or window, and make that into the current layer, and draw a box from the top of the window frame. So at let's just use something easy like 2 inches, 4 inches, and then bring it up to the top of that frame. Of course, I made it a little bit wrong, so I'll take this and move it from the inside there to the inside there. Okay, and I'll move this, move that from the inside there to that corner right there. So I could take this stick now and go ahead and select it and copy it, and I'll move it over. Let's say I think this was a 6-foot window, so I'll put 3 foot. Okay, and then copy that 3 foot again. I guess I'm a little bit off. Did I make 8 foot? Okay, I'll do this. Move, select that from that corner to that corner, so that makes a frame there. And what I'm going to do is to draw a line from that base to that base. So now I can say move that frame right there from the midpoint of that to the midpoint of this line right here. I'll move this out a little bit so that it's not confusing. Move that from the midpoint to the midpoint of that line. So now it's equally spaced. Likewise, I can now take this piece right here and just take the face and let's move it over. This was 2 inches, so -2, which will make it into a 4 inch by 4 inch corner post. I could then copy this, copy from there, let's say that corner right there to that corner right there. I don't think I made it to the corner. Shoot. Delete. Copy that from that corner to that corner, and I can now rotate that piece from there to there and move this along. So move from there, from that end to that corner right there, and I have myself that other frame. If I go ahead and draw another line from that edge to that edge, I can now copy that mullion from the midpoint of that to the midpoint of that line. And there I have another equal spacing. I could also take other frames, so I could take that point to that point right there and raise it up 2 inches. So I could close that frame off. Do the same with the other one. Take that to that corner and go up 2 inches. Right? I'll do the same over here as well. But if I copy these guys and move it from that point right there to the bottom side right there, I have the top frame. So it'll start looking like that, the same windows that we have. I could also make this one in the middle, or I could take this thing, extrusion and that extrusion, and copy it, so Alt that, and maybe move it over -2 feet, and that'll create a window shape, something like that. So you have a clear window right there, and maybe like a smaller window pane up above. Okay. And so I'll do the same thing over here, and that is your window mullion. Okay, you can put glass in this thing, just like how we did with the subtraction project, the first cube. Go ahead and make another layer and call it glass. And make that into current, and go ahead and do a vertical surface. And I'll go from there to there to that endpoint right there. And there I have my glass pane. So I could move this over in 2 inches. So now it is right in the middle of this frame, right? So when I make a clipping plane, I'm already drawing the glass frame and stuff, or glass frame and the glass as well. If I add thickness to this glass, I pretty much have the thickness already. But that gets a little bit, you might just want to change that in AutoCAD rather than modeling everything out here. Okay, so with that, if I complete this face, if I complete these mullions, that's basically it. And you'll be kind of copying this over to your actual physical model. And with that, you should be pretty well done with your project. Just for the heck of it, we'll put a person height something right there. So at 2 foot, 1 foot, enter. At 6 feet, that's about how high a person is, or how tall a person is. So if I move this over, he'll be staring out the window like so. Okay, so this may be too high. Maybe we need another frame over at the same distance. So you can customize your frame size. One, try not to put the frame right at eye level. That's very distracting, but it just so happens that when you divide the space in half, it's like 6 feet and stuff. So for most people, it should be okay. You're staring right under the mullion line. For others, it might be right at the mullion line, which is kind of disturbing. But again, you could design your project the way, you know, make an interesting pattern out of this. Don't go crazy, but you know, maybe it's just two. If I just go like this and that, and then I'll copy it, and this one I'll put -12 so that it starts to make a more interesting window pane pattern. Okay, that's perfectly doable. Just don't go crazy. Okay, and with that, you should be able to complete the rest of your project.